And with that, I'd like to hand over to Cora van Oosten to speak into ILA approaches.
Thank you so very much. Wonderful introduction. I think I'm in the air now. If not, let me know. I'm delighted to speak with you, and I'm honored to speak on the landscapes for our future. That's quite something. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah, the landscapes of our future. Actually, I think this program is really managing to move away from a solely focus on the problems and the challenges that we face to moving into the solutions and the opportunities that landscape approaches offer to build ourselves a better future. Next slide, please. Yeah, now building a better future, this program, Landscapes for Our Future, actually really joins the restoration movement and joins in the great movement that we currently have with the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. But it's not just like that. It's not only joining the global hype and steamrolling over the world with a great message of restoration. It rather focuses on the landscapes themselves. Can I have a click? And it zooms into the reality on the ground. So it doesn't look at landscapes from the top, but it rather moves from the bottom and looks through the lenses of landscapes, trying to turn the tide. Next slide, please. And that's where I really start liking this program. It aims to focus right on the landscapes. Here you see an image with the multiple functions of a landscape: the water, the biodiversity, the habitation, the agriculture, commercial agriculture, urbanization. But not only that. Next slide, please. It also looks at the actors and the multiple actors that actually steer and drive these landscapes moving into the future. We see the producers, not only the producers, also the consumers who are connected through global trade movements. It connects also to the international commitments and conventions, such as the one we are all part of today. It looks at trade agreements, at investors, and it aims to work with all these actors in a coherent manner. Can I have the next slide? Yes, trying to bring all these different actors and factors into a sort of an institutional space where they can share, where they can even fight or discuss or align their multiple interests and come to sort of a collective plan. And here, please notice that also the youth and the biodiversity is being taken on board. Next slide, please. So the plans and, of course, the investments that are needed to fund these plans and make them a reality. And then investments, I'm talking not only about asset investments, so investing in the real products that are generating, but also the enabling investments, such as the process that is needed to guide this process into the right direction. The next slide, please. Yeah, the program will focus a lot on these multi-stakeholder collaborations, or how I like to call it, the governance arrangements. But not only that, because in reality, we all know that these landscape level arrangements can be very nice, very happy, very constructive. But next slide, please. Too often, these arrangements, they stay within the shadow of the hierarchies. They find it hard to get out of informality. They rather stay informal and therefore are not capable of moving into the policy realm and making a truly impact. So, next slide, please. That is why this program will look at the capabilities of all the different actors that we've seen, and try to mobilize these, not really develop or strengthen because they're already there, but mobilize these to be able to collectively drive the landscapes into the right direction. Next slide, please. Amongst all these capabilities, we have, first of all, the substantive capabilities. And substantive capabilities, that's the capabilities of the landscapes, of its artifacts, of its trees, its biodiversity, of its different functions, and try to strengthen these. But not only that. Next slide, please. It also looks into the process capabilities. And process capabilities are actually those capabilities that help actors and also policymakers to get out of the silos and create policies, processes that cut across the policy realms and integrate, restore landscapes in a more integrated manner. Next. Process challenges also to help the different sectors to get out of their silos. And instead of having them all making their plans separately, next, making them jointly so that we get to integrated plans in which the public, the private sector, the civic sector works together, each from their own responsibilities of building our landscapes for our future. Next. Yeah, and then the institutional capabilities, finally, those are probably the most difficult ones. And those institutional capabilities, they relate to actors not only staying at the very local level, finding the techniques, the tools, and the instruments to make landscapes better, next, but also to have these local actions travel up to higher level influences, travel up to local official levels, to even top level official levels, where they can enter the world of policies and travel back down. And that's what some people like to call scale. Next one. They can even travel up to the very institutional level. The next, please. Up to the very institutional level. That's probably the level where you are all looking at now in Sharm el-Sheikh. And then mobilizing the capabilities of the multiple actors to work locally, but scale these actions to higher levels and up to the top, where they can be shaped into global processes and get down back to the local level. Next slide, please. With this, Landscapes for Our Future aims to build bridges, and aims to build bridges between the landscape, that's what you see on the left, and the more formal political administrative reality, that's what you see on the right. Next, please. And it aims to do this by building all these partnerships, commitments, deals, programs, relations, but also legislation, influence policies, and infiltrate all these international commitments and conventions to really build a bridge between the local and the international. Next one, please. And that means that Landscapes for Our Future is really meant to be landscapes for our future. That is building the bridges for all of us, for environment and for people, for society to move together into the same direction. Next one. And then let us all use this COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh as a boundary object to bring us closer together and move towards a better future for all of us. This is my story. Thank you very much.